Hi friends, it's Dr. Muma from BIRTHFIT North Carolina, sitting in the bottom of a squat, talking about why you should also get to the bottom of a squat. In this position, you can increase the size of your pelvic outlet, which is going to make labor and delivery obviously a lot easier. Just makes pathway for baby a little bit bigger. It can increase by as much as 30%, so that's kind of a huge uh, expansion that you could definitely use during labor and delivery. It also will get you to full range of motion of your hips and your knees. And that, I think, is where the concern originally came from, was that for some reason going to full flexion of the knee and full flexion of the hip at the same time was for some reason dangerous. That's not backed by research. Normal range of motion values of the knee are up to 143 degrees in women. It's about and some interesting studies were done just on normal range of motion values for the knee, and this is typically for the purposes of knee replacement and surgical procedures like that. But in order to take a bath, you need about 135 degrees of knee flexion. And 135 degrees, I don't expect you to be carrying goniometers around with you and determining how much that is, but that is going to get you into a below parallel situation if you're doing the squat and achieving 135 degrees of knee flexion. So it's important that you're able to maintain full range of motion of all of your joints, and we don't recommend limiting that in elbows or wrists or shoulders. So the idea of limiting it in the hips and the knees doesn't really make any sense. So if you're having difficulty achieving full range of motion, then I recommend seeking out the help of a professional. Otherwise, just keep doing what you're doing, keep squatting. It's great for glutes, it's great for thoracic spine extension, and it's great for increasing that pelvic outlet. Have fun.
So to me, this is kind of a no-brainer, and I would say yes, always.
Pregnant. Yes. You need to go through full range of motion to allow your body to move the way it's designed to move. Also, full depth squatting allows the pelvis to open up. So you look at birthing positions that we talk about in any birthing class. Hypnobirthing is, some of us are partial to around here. That's one of our birthing positions that women have been birthing in for eons. That's an intuitive thing. That allows the pelvis to open up completely, which allows baby to really drop in and engage and wiggle its way through. So yeah, we want to practice that. We want to make sure that baby's got room to move. The more open the pelvis is, I see less breech presentation this way, and that way baby can get head down, get nestled in there, is used to being head down, ready to go in an optimal position. So that's what we want. Also, it's better for your joints to move all the way, more synovial fluid gets flowing, etc.
So is yes, please squat below parallel during pregnancy. This is going to strengthen and increase the flexibility of your pelvic floor. It's going to decrease the aches and pains in your back during pregnancy, and it's also going to increase your strength endurance for labor. And for birth, choosing to deliver in a deep squat is one of the most effective ways to give birth. For one, your pelvic floor is completely opened up. Number two, you've got gravity working in your favor. And number three, you're decreasing the distance of the birth canal, so that it's literally the most effective way, one of the most effective ways to give birth. Also rivaling that would be on all fours. But again, you don't really see this a lot in hospitals. And as I was reflecting on this question, I was wondering why we have gotten away from this deep squat, or the idea that this is a safe and natural thing. And I think that birth going into the hospital helped contribute to this. So it's seen as very granola to squat. And I'll actually share a story with you. So during my second pregnancy, I go to my doctor for my 39-week appointment, and we started talking about the birth and everything. And she asked about, did I have any special preferences? And I said, actually, yes, I would like to deliver in a deep squat. And she said, oh no, honey, that's too granola. We don't do that here. And I was like, oh, okay. Can we talk about the effects of gravity and, all the efficiencies that a deep squat creates? And she said, well, it's just inconvenient for me, and it's kind of rude on your part. And so, long story short, my baby was actually born the next day, and my husband caught her. So inconvenience averted, and I was able to deep squat, and it was awesome. So,
as a society, we've become really flexed in our posture, especially for those of us that are seated at a desk all day. And squatting below parallel helps to make sure that you're activating more of your posterior chain, activating glutes on the way back up, and hamstrings, if you go slow down into the squat and then back up eccentrically and concentrically activating, and not so much activating in the quads. A lot of the exercises that people commonly do are causing quads to be overactive.
The baby's head is the biggest part of that body, and your pelvic cavity is going to be your biggest part. So if we can get that open and the hips mobile and the pelvic floor and everything kind of breathing and operating together, that's going to be the biggest area for that baby's head to go.
So yeah, one thing I would actually really invite you to do is to try this out for your own. This is men and women. You can do this the next time you have to poop. So go to your toilet, and instead of sitting at 90 degrees on your toilet, go ahead and perch up on the lid in a deep squat. Maybe set some toilet paper down on top first to prevent splash. But you're going to find that you don't have to push. It just is the most effective way to poop. So please try that next time.